Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson. Hello and thank you for watching.
And thank you for supporting Beyond 2000.
Beyond 2000. Beyond 2000. Beyond 2000.
Yes, this is the last week of Beyond 2000. Thank you to everyone who signed up to Patreon.
Amazing.
We're getting closer to unlocking all those bonus episodes. Monthly
2000.
bonus podcasts, going to the chance to win tickets to the live show. It's all worth joining our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/everyone relax. Well, let's go to the, what do you call it?
The future.
Let's go to the board that shows how many subscribers we have.
To the subscriber board.
To the subscriber board.
And rocketing up all of November is insert number here.
Insert figure here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, what a number.
So good. It's
Thank
just
good.
been, what a ride. What a wild ride.
Wild ride. As people who listen to this regularly will know, we bulk record these episodes where we're in the one place. So literally this entire month of Beyond 2000 has happened in one afternoon.
Yeah.
We technically don't know if we've lost subscribers.
That would be amazing. We've actually gone below 1,000.
You guys weren't doing below 1,000? You sure?
That would be amazing. Like, I must admit, even prior to Beyond 2000, when we had to, make the sad announcement that James Fosdyke, we could no longer afford to pay for new artwork every week. We're one of the only podcasts in the world getting original artwork made each week.
Yeah, and it turns out there was a very compelling reason why that was.
Yeah. But that actually sparked a whole lot of Patreon subscribers. And I was,
which is great.
Which is kind of actually what sort of sparked me to do the Friday night live stream. Is I saw all these people sign up, and I saw a lot of chatter online with people like, come on guys, like, if you don't know, if you know someone who listens to the shows and on Patreon, now's the time to jump on board. It was a real rattling the tins.
That's good.
It was great. It was
I appreciate that.
And so I sort of made a little video saying, hey, thank you to everyone. Like, this is not why we made the announcement, but if this has been if there's something good to come out of this, then thank you so much. And then that sort of led on to the Friday night live streams, which I'll be doing 8:30 roughly. Like, just sign up to Patreon. I'll make an announcement each week when it's going to happen, but generally 8:30 p.m. on a Friday. I'm doing a little live stream. But it is the last episode of our bulk record, and we haven't done this for a couple of months, but we're going to empty out the mailbag today. Because I feel like it's time, Will. I feel like it's time that we really listen to our listeners, particularly Nell or Neil. I'm not wearing my glasses.
Okay.
It's either Nell or Neil.
All right.
I think it's Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Nell or Neil?
Mm-hmm.
Neil.
Neil.
Playing the song again in the encore. Hey, guys.
Uh-huh.
A little behind on the episodes. But I've been in an episode since listener 1. And weirdly, this is the topic that got me writing in.
Mm-hmm.
In your April episode, PPP, Charlie asked, is it okay for a band to repeat their biggest hit in the encore as Five did in their Sydney show?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Just to let you know, at the Good Things Festival in 2023, TOFOP's other favourite band, Limp Bizkit, just did that by opening the set with Break Stuff and then closing the set an hour later with Break Stuff. It was
but why
glorious.
didn't they close and open with one of their good songs? Come on.
The crowd went wild for it. Love what you do. Thanks to the years of entertainment.
They should do Break Stuff at the start, but then they should do Repair Stuff at the end. Put everything back together.
Well, in the same way, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Howard Stern is kind of really regrets the way he
redemption.
It's like, we said break stuff, but now it's time to fix stuff. It's just one of those days where you want to fix stuff. Yeah. Everything's great. You want to give everyone a hug.
That's right. It's like we didn't do it all for the Nookie. We actually did all sorts of other things.
All right, let's do it. Let's like in the same way we did with Bryan Adams.
All right.
Let's reverse the lyrics of Break Stuff to make it a positive message.
Great. All right.
Okay?
That sounds good.
Okay. So it's just one of those days.
Do we just call it Make Stuff?
Make Stuff. Sure. Yeah.
Like, instead of Break Stuff, Make Stuff.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up.
Okay.
So it's one of those days we can't wait.
Yeah, just jump out of bed.
When you want to jump out of bed. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks.
Everything's great.
Great.
And everybody's great.
And everybody's great.
Awesome. Yeah. Everything is awesome.
You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off.
Okay.
You know why you want to give everyone a hug.
Yeah.
No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. I just want to be around people.
Yeah.
And if you want to stop and have a chat, I'm cool with that.
I get energy off people. I vibe off people.
Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker.
Yeah. Come over.
Come round,
Yeah,
father.
doors open.
Father hugger. Is hugging the opposite of fucking? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the opposite.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's all about the he says, she says bullshit.
Yeah, it's actually about the she says. He says.
He says, what's the opposite of bullshit? Truth? It's all about the she says, he says.
Cow piss.
Yes, it's cows. The opposite of bull and piss is the opposite of shit. I think you better quit letting shit slip. I think you better start. I think you better keep going.
Good news, you're employed.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
you just got the job.
Or you'll be leaving with a fat lip. Or you'll be staying with lips of exactly the same size you arrived
Or
with.
like leaving with a fat lip, but in a positive way, because that's what you came in for—a little bit of Botox.
It's just one of those. It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train, like a slow
But
bus.
in a good way.
What's
just
the
like
opposite of freight train?
A fast train.
Bicycle.
A super fast train. A very fast train.
No, freight train. No, you got to go different. What's a different form of transport? What's the opposite form of transport to a train?
Is there
Horse and cart.
A very fast horse
unicycle.
and cart.
Well, freight train's a big, powerful thing that moves
Yeah.
on a track. So I think the opposite would be something small and maneuverable.
Like
A unicycle.
the Concorde.
No, not the Concorde.
Oh,
It's just one of those days feeling like a unicycle.
okay.
First one to complain leaves with a bloodstain. First one to give me a compliment leaves with some flowers.
Yeah, leaves with a gift. That's right. Yeah, anything from the top shelf.
Damn right I'm a maniac. You better watch your back. Damn right I'm completely sound of mind.
Yeah, and I'm going to rub you back.
And I'm going to rub your back. All right. Oh, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
All right. No.
we just crossed the line. Can you imagine that? We're doing a positive mate stuff and we still get cancelled.
It's like if you like,
It sounds a bit Joe Biden sniff the
if
hair.
you'd like, I'd rub you back.
With your consent.
With your consent, I'd rub you back.
Yeah. Because I'm fucking up your program.
Yeah.
Because I'm supporting you in your endeavors.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a big supporter of your program.
And if you're stuck up, you just fucked up. Next line in line to get. No, hang on. If you stuck up, you just lucked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Is that what that line was? And if you're stuck up, you just get lucked up. Next in line to get fucked up. What's lucked up? I don't even know what that means. What's the opposite of that? So if you're stuck up, if you're just a approachable person,
Yeah.
and you're lucked up, and you're down on your luck,
Yeah.
well, you're next in line for things to turn around.
Yeah. No, to get fucked.
Yeah, the
Like,
best
but
way
to be fucked by somebody that you would like to have sex with.
best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. Okay, father hugger.
Yeah.
We've done the chorus already.
Okay.
Okay, so he goes, this is the bridge. I feel like shit.
Yeah.
I feel great.
I feel great.
My suggestion is to keep your distance. Come closer.
Hey, I feel great. Come over.
Because right now I'm dangerous. Right
Yeah.
now I'm feeling really like
Just,
chill.
safe.
Yeah.
I'm safe. Come over. I'm safe.
We've all felt like shit and been treated like shit.
Yeah.
We've all felt great and been treated really well.
Yeah.
To all those father huggers, all the motherfuckers want to step up.
Yeah.
I hope you know I pack a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah.
What's the opposite of a chainsaw?
Oh, you know what? I actually.
A wet towel.
I planted a tree. I actually planted.
I hope you know I packed a tree.
Yeah.
I'll skin your ass raw. I'll bought you some jeans.
I'll
You some new underpants. Some really extra
I
thick.
purchased you some underpants.
Some
some
extra
protective underpants.
reinforced underpants. And if my day keeps going this way, I might break something tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah, if my
And so
my night keeps going like this,
I might make
stuff.
something.
Yeah.
I'm going to make stuff.
Pack a chainsaw and then just repeat that.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me something to break. Give me something to make.
Give me something to make.
Give me something to make. How about your fucking face? How about your body?
Like your beautiful face.
I made a sculpture of you. Here you
Yeah.
go. I planted a tree. Father hugging tree. So come get some. Okay. I don't think that works.
Yeah.
I did see, I was watching a bit of Limp Bizkit. They've been doing these big tours. So you know that their whole, Fred Durst's new look is like he's embraced this kind of middle-aged suburban dad cosplay. So he's walking around in like, sort of alternates between sort of like puffy sort of parachute track. He's got a big grey beard.
Yeah.
He's wearing like, he's fielding like first slip for Australian cricket teams. Got like the
But is
glasses
that
on.
what he looks like, or is he wearing a disguise for the shows?
I think it's both.
Okay.
I don't think that's what he gets about in. It's like, I think he's embracing. The more I think about Limp Bizkit, the more I think they're very self-aware of like the image they're projecting, like that red hat kind of era. I feel like that was because he was like 40 years old when he was pretending to be a teenage boy.
Yeah.
And now he's like 100 years old.
Yeah. And he's pretending
To be like a middle-aged man.
man.
But what's his face? The guitarist, the dum dum.
Les Borland.
Wes Borland.
Wes Borland. Sorry, his brother.
Les.
Les Borland.
Les, the old Australian brother. So apparently, like, because he's always been really like a bit avant-garde. Like he wears really crazy costumes and, paints his face and plays guitar. And he's the one who came up with all those riffs. And so I saw this interview with him where he was like, I got to Limp Bizkit and that was the band that took off, but I never, I wanted to do more weird art projects. And when the band got super successful, he took all his money and sunk it into his, his passion projects and lost it all, immediately. And couldn't stand Limp Bizkit fans. It's like, I just, they weren't, I didn't get into music for those guys to like my music. And then he also invested heavily in some kind of, there was some company that after 9/11 completely disbanded. Then he invested again in the GFC. He just kept losing money.
Had a bad run.
So to this point,
first Al Qaeda albums went out of business.
yeah. But so he's basically at this point where he's like, look, I don't love it, but this is the best thing I got going for me right now. It's a good job. So
most people don't love their job.
He's learnt to live with it.
Yeah.
All right. This next bit of mail is from Taryn. This is for you, Will.
Okay.
Really quick one.
All right.
I guess this is mostly aimed at Will. I recently stumbled across Chronologically Lost. Have you heard of it? Someone has painstakingly put Lost together.
In chronological order.
Yes, not the order they happened in the show. So instead of wondering why they were there, you're more curious about what they're going to do when they get there. It's very strange. I've not yet finished it, but I'm working my way through it. It's disconcerting, but it's also fun. There's also something called Lost Circle, which apparently has far less issues with editing than Chronologically Lost. The split screens are sometimes really awful. Anyway, I just wondered if you'd come across it. So what is it?
Yeah, so it's as you just said, that's what it is. So somebody has gone through and essentially...
So, because I didn't really watch Lost, but so they would flash back to what these people were doing before they got on the plane. Oh, they'd flash forward too?
I think towards the end there was flash forward.
So when they got off the island?
Yeah, there was and then there was a whole, is this the... really happening, or is this happening in a sort of limbo-esque, so there was a time travel element as well.
Okay.
So
well, how do you do? Oh, right.
Well, okay, like a character who was present throughout, different eras of time in a time traveling, didn't get older, sort of time worked differently in different places sense. So I have seen some of it, but I have not watched the whole thing. No, I mean, it's a lot to watch the whole thing, but I've seen, I had a look to see what it looked like. But
does it hold up, Lost?
Funnily enough,
high concept show, right?
I loved it at the time, and a few times I have gone, oh yeah, I reckon it's time for me to go back and rewatch all of Lost. And each time I've gone a bit into it, and an episode or two or something about it is kind of I just wasn't ready to go back and do the whole thing. But I think I'm getting closer again. I feel like it's about the right time now where I'm I reckon I could watch the whole thing again.
There's one show at the moment which I am habitually rewatching, not whole episodes, it's sketch anyway, but I think you should leave. I just love that show so much and find him so magnetic as a performer, so fucking I was watching one of the sketches, which one, I mean, they're all kind of variations of the same theme, right? Manic, kind of screaming, as I've tried to show Gemma some, and she's I don't get it. It's just screaming all the time. I get that. But I was watching one, and I was just thinking, because I know he was on SNL for a bit, and it never really quite worked out, and the Lonely Island guys were this guy's a genius. We need to kind of somehow get him to a point where he can have his own show. But I do understand, like, TV execs get a lot of shit for not seeing it, but I would look at that and be like, what? Like, what are we doing with this guy? Because in the context of what he's doing now, it makes complete sense when you surround, when he has full
Have
creative
you watched
control.
Detroiters or whatever it's called?
Is it? I tried to find it. Are the full episodes out? I've just seen clips.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause it says it's
I
on
watched
Netflix.
it a while ago. Yeah,
Right.
maybe. Did I watch it? Oh,
So
no.
is it more narrative? Like it's a
Yeah, a little bit more, but not like it still is very sketchy.
Yeah.
Like I actually thought it was probably going to be more narrative, and I was like, like this is kind of like a narrative to hold a bunch of
Sketches together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on.
Is it as good as?
I mean, it's definitely like I think if you like one, you'll like the other.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah. But I keep going back to just like.
Because what's his like the guy who he collaborates a lot with, the guy
black
who was in Veep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, have you watched Veep? Did
No.
you watch Veep? Oh, I mean, he in Veep is stunningly good. Like,
Yeah.
very. I mean, everyone in that show is good, but like he in particular is very good. And yeah, they are both incredible.
What's the one I was watching last night? It's one of those like family game shows, like Family Feud or whatever, where it's like Tim Robinson and his son, and they have to do a supermarket sweep in virtual reality. Do you remember this one?
No.
Where he puts on the virtual,
Can't
like all the
remember.
crowd's cheering because he's got
Yeah.
to put on the virtual because you go into a virtual supermarket and start grabbing stuff, and he puts the helmet off and he just like he can't move, he stops and he can't breathe, and everyone's screaming at him, breathe, breathe, and they take the helmet off and he's like, I can't move. It's like, I've forgotten how to move. How do we even move our bodies? And it's just like, it's just so dumb, but it's brilliant. Like, it's all based around, like, you've just got to buy his commitment to whatever it is that he's doing.
But also, he's kind of recognized that, like, he gets to the very heart of issues sometimes. It's why so much of his stuff is quite memeable, is that, like, these outrageous sketches have this really essential truth at the heart of them as well, which is, you've got to one bit of, you could imagine somebody having a reaction to that circumstance that isn't necessarily exactly what he is doing, but that is some grotesque extrapolation of.
Well, the perfect example is the one where he's doing like that Bill O'Reilly, Tucker Carlson, like, I'm a Fox News host and I don't mind arguing and I'll beat you in every argument until I start losing and then I go on my phone. And it's just him slumping in his chair like a teenager, just flicking through his phone rather than answer the question. And it's just like, it's so fucking perfect. It's amazing. If you haven't watched, I think you should leave.
Yeah.
I can highly recommend 3 seasons to go through. I think Emmy Award-winning show now. Right. This is from Sam. I listened to your recent live show with Amy Ruffle and Ben Russell, Super Intelligent Snail. I couldn't relate more about the cop thing. Yes, I have real narc vibes. I give off narc vibes.
You are cop presenting.
Although we did another live show with Ed Cavalier a few weeks ago, and he said that he has the same issue. And 100%, Ed and I cut from the same cloth when it comes to sort of narc vibes, I reckon.
Yeah.
Upstanding, conservative-looking white guys.
You just got that look.
You just got that look.
Of, like, definitely just look like not just like narkish in your presentation, but like that you could literally be an undercover cop.
No one has ever asked to buy drugs off me.
No.
And I've been to lots of music festivals, lots of nightclubs. No one has ever asked me for drugs. And they missed out because I had lots. So much drugs. Just like, I'd open up my overcoat and I'd have whatever you want. Powders, pills, liquids. I couldn't relate
If
more.
that was true, I would have asked you for drugs.
Oh, my overcoat went missing. See Will running out of the nightclub.
Going home with my coat.
That's my coat. I even do it as an opener in my local comedy open mic. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
Sam's a comic. I'm really just doing. Is it St. Peterson? No. I'm really just doing it for fun. No real aspirations at the moment. Good on you. The joke goes just before the RNC in Milwaukee. Okay, so he's American. I have a lot of intense political beliefs. I would love to protest the orange fella coming to town. I can't, though. I look like a cop. Trying to not look like a cop. At the last protest I was at, I got called out by other protesters as a cop. That's hilarious. The oddest thing is that as I was called out by them, the cops took a look at me as well. And I'm a few inches taller than Will, so I really stand out. Oh, that's the Ed Cavalier thing as well. You look like a ex-military or whatever. As they noticed me, I could see the cops look at me and go, "Oh yeah, he totally does." Yeah. I wonder if that's the guy from the precinct over.
I was going to say, have we got an undercover guy?
I swear, one of them winked at me as I was escorted away, as if to say, "Don't worry, man, we got you." The bit goes on for about a minute about me not being able to buy medicine in college. Also helped in never being arrested despite being detained over 6 times. What do you get detained for?
Don't know.
What do you get, like just drunk and disorderly? Maybe, I don't know. It's a fun opener, and that I've used, and the audience always agrees that I do. There's something good I do with this look, and you can use it too. I used to get people out of trouble. Google talking like a police officer. They all use this nonsense way of speaking. If you slide some of those words in with authorities while looking like a cop, it usually does the trick.
Yeah, I reckon.
I've gotten many friends out of trouble.
Yeah, I think, you've spoken like a cop before. You literally played a cop.
Yeah.
Was there distinctive, cop language? Because they do talk about there are certain...
There's call signs.
When you hear... Yeah, but not just call signs. The way they describe an incident or whatever when you hear a
who's
cop.
the perpetrator?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the situation?
Yeah.
Have we got a perp?
Yeah.
Stuff
right?
like that.
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. This guy's not... Yeah, so if it's a friend of mine I'm trying to get out of trouble, I'd be like, "Oh, what's the situation, fellas?" No, this guy's not your perp. I think we're looking for a male, average height, average build, 5'11". Witnesses last saw him heading towards it, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't see, funny, Gemma sort of has a nickname for me where she calls me the priest because she thinks I have this kind of I'm very moralistic. I think that's more of I don't come in like a cop. I don't come in with more of a, hey, diplomat kind of thing. A hostage negotiator, I guess, would probably be more my vibe.
All right.
And what's going on here? I mean, so who's going to die? Hostage negotiator. Like if you had to quantum leap, you quantum leaped and suddenly it's a tense standoff. There's a gunman standing on a roof with a hostage.
I've got a gun. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm the hostage negotiator.
No, you've just quantum leaped
into the hostage negotiator. And you're the guy on the roof.
I'm on the roof
with a gun,
and I've got and there's a
hostage.
Yeah, there's a hostage, and I'll fucking kill him, man. I will fucking kill him.
All right, everyone, just calm down for a second. What do you want?
What do I want?
Yep.
I want an escape car. I want $1 million.
Okay.
I want a helicopter.
Sure.
I want you all to throw your phones over the side of this building.
Okay, one at a time. So, what can we get you first?
Throw your phones. First, all throw your phones off.
Can we do that, guys? Can we throw it?
Everyone throw. I will kill him.
Okay. All right. Everyone just calm down. Everyone just take a chill pill. Hey, I listened to a podcast called Everyone Relax. It's really good. I think there's a message. Shortest episode of Quantum Leap ever.
Headshot.
Bleeding out everywhere. Sam finishes by saying, "I'm not a doctor, but I work in R&D.
Research and development.
I am also a Red Cross BLS certified." What does that mean? BLS, blood, liver, Sydney's?
The BLS.
BLS, Red Cross BLS. Big, large, sexy man. What's a BLS? Red Cross BLS.
Blood.
Mike, can you Google Red Cross BLS? What's BLS stand for? Red Cross BLS. Blood. Liking, well, he said he's in R&D, so
yeah, BLS,
blood, liver syndrome, blood, lycanthrope. What? Sorry, what do you got? What you got? Have you got anything? Oh, he's calling. What's going on here? Mike's. This is unusual. Mike is calling us. So yeah, what's going on?
Riverside's no good.
Okay.
Blood life support.
Oh, blood life support.
life support.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, we got blood.
We're in this state-of-the-art
Yeah.
studio where I can't get Wi-Fi,
No.
and our producer, who we can hear in our
Yeah.
headphones, has
Had
to
to
call
call
me. On his calling back.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. And what else?
So basic life support.
Oh, basic life
Oh,
support.
basic life support. So
Okay.
blood we were wrong about.
Yeah.
So that one word we were convinced we were right about. Basic life support.
Okay. I'm basic life support certified and may have saved a life. Or maybe it's a 50-50. So I might keep them living so you can keep them laughing. Cheers, fellas.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
That's good,
Thanks for
though.
writing in.
Yeah, well done, Sam.
Well, that's an appropriate, like, looks like a cop, acts like a doctor. It's like, isn't that a podcast? Looks 6, acts 10 or something? What's that?
Chat 10.
Chat 10 looks 12.
It's
It's going to get you red flagged. For sure. Acts like a cop, looks like a doctor, or looks like a cop, acts like a doctor.
You've got to tell me if you're a cop.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we? This is from Dean. What? Okay. So
Okay.
this is. I'm just sorry. I got bamboozled by reading the subject line because because occasionally we get sent spam. We get a lot of like, "Hey, boost your numbers on whatever." General comments and positive affirmations after listening to License to Kill episode, which is one of our live shows
Okay.
with Deeksy. Okay.
All right, great.
Number 1, I agree. John Deeks is a legend. No argument there. Number 2, you guys are definitely punk podcasters. You two sit down together and create art. Some people might think it's shit and that just anybody could make it.
Yeah.
But like post art, the people that it's actually for can see the true quality of it and how much skill it takes.
Okay.
I can't listen to formulaic podcasts. They just bore me. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We found our people who
Exactly.
don't like formulaic podcasts. It's funny, like after our live show in October, we had some friends come see the show, and one of them, she was saying like, "Oh, so like, what did you plan of that?" And I was like, "Nothing." Like I had a plan, but then it went out the window when Ed Cavalier started talking, and so we sort of threw most of it out the window. And I guess that's the exception with us, right? Like the show, our format can't get stale because there is no format. Like that is a strength we could lean into.
Oh, I agree.
Like-
I mean, I'm like, so
You can't say we're dated, apart from the fact that we're two white guys doing a podcast. I understand that's like a generic thing, but the actual content of the podcast doesn't date, does
no,
it?
it's of the moment.
Yes.
It's and it's
Well, does that make it dated though?
well, it's in the moment.
In the moment.
In not reflecting of the times, but in the moment of the times. It exists as a time capsule because it could have only been made on that day with that collection of people in the zone we were in that time. Like that, to be able to recreate what it was, you would have to recreate all the factors that led to it
Yes.
being. Because we lean into whatever the thing is on the day, part of the energy of that live show was the fact that I had fucked up the time and got the guests there an hour and a half early. And like, it was both some of the subject matter, but also some of the energy that you contributed. Like, if we got Kirsty and Ed back together, but we didn't have that element of it, how much does that inform how the day was? But because we lean into things when they were created in those circumstances, it does mean that, yes, then next week it would be hard to recreate the exact same thing for it to be the same thing.
I mean, I guess like you're a comedian, you often, I mean, you do live shows all the time, like live podcasts and stuff, I'm assuming, where it's just people getting up and being funny and there's no formula and stuff. But how would you say, because I'm just curious in this, like how would you say what we do is different? Is it different or is it just the same as those other comedy podcasts?
No, I think that most of them still have some
Structure.
conceit or structure
Right.
or hook or
Yeah,
whatever it might be, right? Like there is an element of these are the bits of the show where this happens and then this happens. Whereas in our live shows, like if you ran an AI program like through our live shows and said come up with
Atypical.
an atypical, like there isn't one.
Yeah.
It's not like anyone could say, oh, this is the bit of the show where this will happen. We didn't realize we were going to be spending half an hour of a live show with Ed Cavalier finding footage of you shooting a lion.
on Blue Heelers.
Like, you just couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't create that. Like, you've just got to be open to the possibility of what you can build in the moment. To me, this is I'm the stuff I'm most excited about making. I guess I've always been to a certain extent, but particularly in this moment where everything is about mass production and replication. Like this idea of an artisanal experience, which is, I mean, I know we record them and we rebroadcast them, and you do get some of the sense of what it is like to be there by listening to it. But there is something, there is a feeling in the room when you do those live shows, and a feeling of creation, because nothing there is anything that anyone planned, thought we were going to do. And certainly, even if you were going to talk about something you talked about before, you've introduced Ed and Kirsty didn't know each other before we did our last live show. So you've got the added
I'd never met Kirsty before that day.
apart from online,
Yeah.
right? You communicated, but like not in real life.
No.
And so those elements that are tied in, I think that a lot of shows, like, yes, live shows will have like a guest or whatever, and then the energy will be different if Ross Noble's on versus if Nina Oyama is on or whatever it might be. But still, most of them operate around a formula of some kind that you could at least identify. Whereas, I mean, even the shape of our, every one of these shows, I mean, I was talking to Matt Stewart about it from Do Go On, which is a great podcast. And, but they have a conceit as well. It will go off in different directions because of the subject matter and the way it's formatted, but there's a conceit. He has his podcast that you've done, Who Knew It, with Matt Stewart. Like, it has a conceit. It has a hook. It'll be different with different guests, but there's a conceit and a hook. And we were talking about the fact that he's been listening to a bit of, TOFOP recently, and he was just saying it's really just, there's no other show like it, because every week it's just
Whatever we
something
decide to
completely
talk
different.
about.
He goes, at the moment, I'm in a bit where you're thinking about pivoting to be a Taylor Swift podcast. But he's right.
Yeah.
That is,
There was a cartoon in the New Yorker that a lot of people forwarded to me, which was a guy having coffee with his friend, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing a podcast with my buddy. We talk about movies, but here's the catch: we also joke around a bit." It's like, yeah, I guess there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where, like, I always.
But there is a lot of podcasts that are also like that.
Yeah.
A lot of them that I enjoy. But most of them also have a format.
100%.
You know?
I mean, the weekly.
We're the podcast that jokes around about these sort of movies in this sort of way.
Yeah, the Weekly Planet is like the best example of that. Like, those guys are so good. Like, even that the philosophy they did, I was like, it's amazing just like how great those guys are, that they're not. I mean, I know they're really well known to like a YouTube and internet audience, but like they're like world-class talents. Like, they are so funny and so quick, and they occupy that niche, but like they're talented beyond that. Like, I think James now as well, like it's funny because he's quite like modest about his abilities, but I think he's like incredibly funny and quick and smart and so capable. Like, I think he should be like,
we had a
mainstream famous.
Yeah, I mean, both of them have the absolute talent to do that for sure.
Yeah,
like, I mean, the Weekly Planet is such a consistently excellent podcast.
Excellent. Like, even if you dip in for like, sometimes I don't have time to listen to the entire episode, but I'll do one of their I'll watch a YouTube, like the short clip or a Caravan of Garbage, and it's like they're so good. Like, just the quality. The hit ratio of their show is
just
so
never
high.
a bad one.
Never a bad one.
Never a bad one.
It's like The Simpsons. It's
and
just
I always
like
think their takes
consistently.
on things are interesting and they've evolved really well.
And it feels off the cuff as well. It's not like, they've really planned out. They will just be on the fly, just making these gags. And there's a mix of like callbacks and there's new stuff. And it's just like, even if you aren't aware of what the in-joke is, they're clever enough that you kind of get the joke without knowing what the joke is.
Just
like, I miss the birth of Little James. I'm not sure where that originated, but I get it. And now it's like, it's so funny every time it comes up.
I was joking with James via text message because he mentioned, he said, like, basically the one thing he regretted was bringing up his character he does of Dracula who collects bones but doesn't, like, not in a creepy, like, you know, as in, like, doesn't kill people for the bones, like, yeah, collects bones, just collects bones. And he said he regretted that. And I said, oh, no, I wanted an entire philosophy with, like, Dracula who collects bones but doesn't kill people for the bones. And then he goes, but what questions would you ask? And I spun off like a range of questions that I genuinely had if that was the situation. And he goes, actually, I do have answers for all of this.
You should definitely do it.
We should do a philosophy where he's Dracula who collects bones.
Make that a Patreon bonus.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Well, maybe I will do something like that.
Final, on that topic, Dean finishes by saying, there's no such thing as a philosophy that's too long. Keep going, boys. Podcasts are great, and I will listen to them with ads if you can find someone to sponsor you.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's a compliment, but it's kind of like highlighting our shortcomings there.
Yeah. It's weird when you hear, like, there's a couple of podcasts that I listen to that have recently had to put in advertising when they've never had advertising before, and you can feel them so conflicted and apologetic to their audience about ads. And we're the opposite.
We're like, please,
we literally
have
have
sell out so bad.
There's the gap in our podcast that you can hear where the ad's meant to be.
I know, it's so sad. When the music winds back.
No gap.
Yeah, that's right. This is off topic a little bit, but I meant to bring it up when we did the live show, and I didn't. But so I'm staying at my sister's place. She's got in this great apartment complex with a really great gym. So I've been taking advantage of the fact that I can get up early and go to the gym before I have to start work. And I was in there the day of the show, the live show, and I was the only one in there. It was like, 8 a.m. It wasn't like super early or whatever. And I'm on the floor, like lying on my back on one of those mats, doing some exercise. And the cleaner comes in, right? And so he starts cleaning, like vacuuming, but I don't know if it's passive aggressive or aggressive aggressive, like starts vacuuming around me. Like he vacuums, like, because in my head I'm like, oh, well, this guy can see me lying on this part of the floor. He'll probably start at the far end. He'll wait till I get up and then he'll come in. No, started vacuuming around me. Like started around me and like circling in a very kind of aggressive manner. And so I sort of took my headphones off and was like, do you want me to get up? And he was like a teenage girl, yeah. He gave me one of those. Yeah. Like a middle-aged man he was. But he told me to get up. And I was like, all right, okay, sure. And then I was like, but who has right of way in this situation? Like, I understand he's there to do a job.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know that I'm not paying, like, rent here. I could be a resident. This is my gym.
Maybe
I've never seen this guy before.
I don't know. This fella is.
He's an interloper.
But I'm going to, I mean, maybe.
It's a bit like the restaurant we went to last night where the staff all had attitude. Where I asked the guy, do you have veggie crackers? And he just stared at me and just said, what do you want? It's like, why am I pissing off all these service workers? I'm not a bad guy.
This was the same restaurant where somebody asked what the vodka was, and the guy said, it's a good one. People always like it and they ask for more.
Was that his response? All right. This is from Maddie. TOFOP has talked about... Oh, why are you talking like when... TOFOP has talked about the most unusual jobs listeners do while they listen to TOFOP. Yeah, we have done that in the past. That's guilty as charged. I think I have a unique one. I'm a bingo caller over Zoom for deaf people.
Okay.
So I'm there. Everyone has their sound off, including me, and I use an online number generator then sign the numbers to the group so they can play bingo online.
Okay.
They're all older deaf people.
Yeah.
But since it's silent and I'm just calling numbers for up to 2 hours, I listen to a podcast in the background. That's a good job.
Yeah.
Are you listening to, I assume you're listening to us. Or at least an episode. Or an episode of philosophy.
Some other things. Yeah.
That is an unusual job.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Bingo.
As long as you remember that you're meant to be signing the numbers and don't start signing
what you're listening to, what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
and
69.
the old people are just like
69's coming up a lot.
Yeah, bingo again. 69. Is it 4 69s in a row?
I only got a bingo set for she had a birthday a little while back, and she had a dinosaur themed birthday because she's obsessed with dinosaurs, and so all the presents were dinosaur themed as well. They're not like, that's wasn't a request, just came that way. And one of the things she got was dinosaur bingo. And I'm at this point with her when it comes to games and sport and stuff, because when you have a little kid, you let them win, because they're a kid. But now I'm wondering, do I have to start
teaching her
some losses?
Some sort of...
Yeah, because I don't want her to just start school next year. And I want to prepare her for the fact that she lives in a world where she's never lost.
That's right.
Like, she has 100% strike rate. And I want to prepare her for the fact that when they start doing PE and stuff at school, that she's not going to always win.
I think that
But I'm scared to...
You should watch the movie Whiplash.
And just hold my fist up at it. No, start again.
Yeah. You remember which one of those bingo? Come on.
Well, so bingo, like, I beat her at bingo, and like it caused a meltdown. Like,
as in like what?
I called bingo before her because I got the numbers before her.
And so what happened then?
Didn't go down really well at all. And Jen was like, "Oh, come on, let her win." I'm like, "I can't. You were the one calling the numbers. Like, I can't control what numbers come out." But then I was like, "Oh, do I need to start?" Because the other thing she's really obsessed with at the moment is cricket.
Yeah.
So we're playing cricket in the backyard, and she's getting quite good at it. We've got a little like Kanga cricket set. But I was trying to explain to her, so all she's interested in at the moment is just hitting the ball, right? So that's all we're doing. She's just like smashing the ball around, which is great. But I was sort of explaining to her why the wickets are behind her and what that means and why the ball's coming towards her. And so I said, so I'm going to try and knock your wickets down and you're going to try and hit the ball. That's and I wasn't trying to hit the wickets, and then I missed her and I did hit the stumps. And again, wasn't happy about that not being out. So it's like, what do I do here? Have I made a mistake by creating an environment in which she thinks she's always going to win?
Yeah.
Therefore, any loss feels like a real affront.
Yeah.
Or is this every parent doing this?
You've ruined your kid.
When do you teach your kids hard lessons?
Before that, it's too late now.
You think?
Yeah, it's all.
She's never going to be an athlete.
That's it.
Or what it's in life. Like you always hear about, we live in the bloody participation trophy era. I'm not one of those guys. Like, I think I want to be inclusive.
You haven't given her a participation trophy. You've let her win. You've given her a gold medal for every event. You've taught her that the world always bends to exactly what she wants and her will, and she will be victorious in every situation.
Well, I think this is where siblings are good, because siblings don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So you know what you got to do? You've got to start playing. No, you've got to start playing a older sibling of hers that has come back from like boarding school or whatever.
Oh yes, it's my greatest acting challenge
ever. That she's got an older brother,
42-year-old brother.
You go undercover. You go undercover as her older brother.
Yeah, rock up with the skateboard, hat on backwards.
This is your older brother. Yeah, we've talked about him.
Harley.
What are you talking about?
Your older brother Harley.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get to this letter, which is from Lachlan. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. Hey, fellas, have you seen the trailer for Ballerina? It's a new movie set in the world of John Wick. If not, maybe you could check it out and do a reaction. Are you keen for more stories in the John Wickiverse? No. I'm not keen. I like John Wick. I like Keanu. But I actually feel like, and we talked about this, I thought the fourth film was so perfect. I'm happy for that to be my last taste of the Wickiverse.
Taste of Wick.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get another Liquor Wick. I believe.
With no Keanu, though, right? Or you think Keanu's coming back?
I think Keanu's coming back.
It's too much money.
Just, why not?
Because he's got a train, he's got to roll around and shoot guns and
make
stuff.
billions of dollars and shoot guns.
Do you think he's motivated by money anymore?
No, but I reckon he's like John Wick. He just keeps making really good movies. So why not make another one?
I guess so.
I think there's been some speculation online.
Spoilers, he died in the fourth
film. Or does he? He's also one of the
give me the
theories.
What's the fan theory?
Well, there's a couple. There's the one that it's kind of all faked. It's all part of a big con, basically, because of the way it was set up and the card, and it's called callbacks to various. He got shot in the same three places as the person who didn't die in the first movie.
Okay.
Like, there's a bit of that sort of stuff. But also, there's another. I can't imagine they would go this way, but it has kind of escalated each level of it into an unreality, right? It started quite real-ish.
And then it got more
And then it's got more
to
and
the
more
world
sort of whatever.
the Wickerverse, yeah.
So apparently there's quite a fan movement or a fan theory online that the fifth one should be him fighting his way out of hell.
Oh,
literal hell.
I'm back. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey meets John Wick.
Yeah.
I'd love that. Okay. Yeah, no, I'd definitely watch that. Yeah, okay. I'm on board. No interest in watching Ballerina, though. No Keanu, no Charlie. That's what I say. Although, I was thinking about like Furiosa the other day. And it's like, I haven't really been compelled to watch that again in the same way I was to watch Fury Road. I'm like, I wonder if like maybe Fury Road was the full stop for me. If, that was like, I don't mind Furiosa. I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't Fury Road. So I wonder if that's the full stop for me. Like, I think that Furiosa is a nice little postscript, but
I'd be interested to watch Furiosa again when I have like time to actually do it
watch
properly.
it. You should do a back-to-back Furiosa, then Fury Road, and see how they line up.
Yeah.
This is from Jeffrey. Aussie bands and colloquialisms. Hi, lads. FTLT, full-time, first-time, long-time. I'm always playing catch-up with podcasts because I have a 2-year-old who keeps me on my toes. Thank you, Charlie. Dad Pod got me through a lot of rough times, and they're not over with. Just make your kid lose. That's my tip. Lose more sports.
I think we went a little dad pod just before.
Yeah. On a recent episode where you discussed great Aussie bands, I was wondering if you had heard of Amyl and the Sniffers. Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
They're one of the great Aussie bands. They were the first band I went to see after the baby was born, and they absolutely floored me. I wonder if they're as big in their home country as they are here in the States. I don't know if they are as big here.
Yeah, but they are
big,
getting pretty big here now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they played they did like put a gig on sale, like for a couple of thousand people for a refugee charity in Melbourne. It was thousands of people, and literally like in
2 seconds.
2 seconds sold the whole thing out. And like I think they're as big as an alternative slash band that there is in Australia.
The thing about Australia is it's always population dictated. Like there are people who love bands, but we don't have we don't have enough of those kind of people.
There's enough people in America that like
an
alternative band can be a huge band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other faves of mine that you didn't mention are The Church. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Under the Milky Way Tonight is
Way.
one of the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah. And The Scientists.
Oh,
Scientists?
The
Art versus
Scientists.
Scientists? I've never heard of them. They're both older bands, but are still touring and putting on great albums. Now, onto colloquialisms. I recall in the past that you've mentioned not always enjoying hearing Australian phrases in a standard American accent. It's mate. I hate hearing Americans say, hey, mate, or good day. They're the two that grate on me. Good day, mate. It's like, for some reason, because it's not good day, it's g'day, as in giddy up. G'day. G'day. What, you sort of, you don't agree? G'day.
Yeah, no, g'day.
G'day, mate.
G'day.
You soften the D's too. It's not g'day, it's g'day.
G'day.
It's a real soft
G'day, mate.
consonant. G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
And it's not
G'day.
mate. It's something. Because
I say mate quite a lot. But yeah, I think if I was going to be, g'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
G'day, buddy. Would you be okay with g'day, buddy? G'day, pal.
G'day, buddy. That feels like you're
hedging
combining
your
two
bets.
things that like.
How are you? How you doing,
Hello,
buddy?
G'day, mate.
G'day,
Hello,
mate.
mate.
How you going,
G'day,
mate?
mate. G'day, mate.
You don't like Americans using I have a bland Californian accent. I know it sucks. No, I like American accents. I just don't like you saying mate.
It's our word.
It's
mate.
our word, not yours.
You can't say that.
It's a little funny to me since due to the saturation of American media, American phrases are just taken for granted in other places. Yeah, like ass, A-S-S has overtaken A-R-S-E, which I'm really upset about. Like I think ass is so great. And that's how we, like phonetically, it's A-R-S-E. We pronounce it ass. We don't say ass. So I don't like the fact.
It's problematic that we don't have like it's one of those things now that the world is so small that like it's like jackass, like because obviously Because just as an Australian, you want to say jackass, but it's called Jackass. Like that is the
I say
name
jackass.
of the.
What do you say?
Like
You
the
say
movie,
Jackass?
you would say Jackass,
Yeah.
but the movie's called Jackass.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Jackass. Yeah. I wanted to say in the UK though, like jackass. Oi,
Oi, Jackass over here.
oi, mate.
Come
Let's
now.
go. Let's
I'll
go.
cut you up, Jackass.
All right. He's going to go
All
see
right.
Jackass tonight. Me and my fellas are going to go see Jackass.
Jackass. You know who can help us out here? Jackass.
How many? So American phrase is taken for granted. How many times have I heard you refer to something as cool? For example, is that an American phrase?
I mean, maybe.
I mean,
like
in
the
etymology,
hippies and like
cool. It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, but
But not as
it's
cool
not as specific.
Cool as meaning hip or.
I mean, is there an Australian equivalent of cool? Bonza. Oh, that's good.
Ripper? No, that's good too.
Is it cool Australian equivalent? No. Cool.
Give us a cold one. Give us a
Chili.
chili.
No. The only screen time our toddler is allowed is to have a few episodes of Bluey on the weekend, with the show clocking in at over 584 million hours watched in the United States this year. There is now going to be an entire generation of Americans, including my little one, raised on Australian English.
Well, that is true. Yeah,
We're fighting back. Finally, Australia's bloody
Bluey.
reclaiming some bloody cultural
what Yahoo
imperialism.
Serious couldn't do. Bluey's going to finish the job, right?
How do you feel about a time when mate and wackadoo will become part of the worldwide English rather than reserved for its homeland?
I mean, wackadoo is not. Wackadoo's like Foster's beer in that
It's not really
it's
common
not really a thing we say a
usage.
lot in Australia.
No, but that's Chili, who's the mum, Bandit's wife. She says wackadoo's her saying, and she says it as like kind of like an exclamation. Oh, wackadoo! That's
but
great.
But if you think that, like in Australia, if you think everyone's saying wackadoo, what people are actually saying is "fuck me, mate."
Wackadoo, are they?
Don't you reckon?
Wackadoo. I don't think I've ever heard it in common usage.
No, but as in what if the situation is chilly? Like what situation would
When she's excited, like a kid say, "Hey, mum, I did this new painting." Wackadoo, that's great.
Okay,
Yeah, that's the context
fuck
she
me,
uses.
that's great.
Is that what it is? And mate, I don't think mate will ever get into America. I think like every other, like sort of British descendants, or British related countries, Scots, English, Irish. Irish say mate? Hey mate, how you doing, mate? I think they say mate, don't they, in Ireland?
Yeah, I think I don't know.
I thought it's just
Pal?
weird. I'm just having a
Like there's a bit of pal.
Scots say pal.
Yeah, they say
Hey
pal.
pal, you right, pal?
Yeah.
But do they say mate? I don't know. I'm just thinking like Scott from Scotland. Does he say mate? I think he does. No, I don't know. They must say mate. Anyway, I'm confusing myself. Mate will never do. Wackadoo, nah. I like hooly dooly. That's a real country phrase. Hooly dooly. Hooly dooly.
Also, there was children's entertainers. People might
the hooly doolies
because I would think that internationals would know the Wiggles. It's interesting to me how much Australians are raising the world in regard to both the
Children's
Wiggles being
entertainers.
such a huge act in that children's entertainment sphere, and now Bluey as well.
It's interesting.
It is.
Well, in 20 years, we'll see the fruits of our labour.
Yeah, maybe we need to get into
Children's entertainment.
Children's entertainment.
There was someone who approached us years ago about writing some books but she was saying, I think it would be good for young adults. But
I've heard your podcast.
Yeah.
It's pitched mostly at 15-year-old boys.
Last bit of mail before we get to crack that pack. This is from Mungo.
Oh, yeah.
Rob Schneider, ?
Okay.
Been a fan for many years. Can't even remember how or why I started listening, or if you or the Weekly Planet were first, but you certainly expanded my love of Southern Hemisphere comedians and podcasts. A lot of attention coming from the Northern Hemisphere, this mailbag. But also, such a good fan that I have no idea what the email address is, despite having heard you say it literally hundreds of times. Never really say it. I just tell you to go to everyonerelax.co. All the information you need there, plus plenty of other great podcasts on the network to check out. Anyway, I'm in the middle of having a bit of a breakdown, so I've been listening to you guys to cheer me up. Well, I hope you're doing a bit better. You've given me a lot of comfort, and you've had another chat about Adam Sandler being kind of accepted as he is. But I wondered why we didn't accept Rob Schneider in the same way, or any of the other guys that Sandler works with. So I guess the grown-ups kind of crew: Kevin James, David Spade, Chris Rock. They've all done similar movies, but they don't seem to have been loved or accepted in the same way as Sandler. I've just Googled Schneider, though, and found out he's anti-vax.
Yeah, he's anti-vax.
But prior to that, anyway, I have to go listen to Charlie chatting about goat men on the Unexplained Explained. Love you guys. Thanks for keeping me laughing, Mungo. Yeah, okay, so
Rob Schneider has some pretty... So Monty Franklin was on my philosophy podcast.
I saw, yeah,
and he and Rob Schneider are friends. And he spoke, about some really positive upsides to Rob, and I didn't want to, be too direct around but I asked him, what it's like to, know some people who end up in the news for, various different reasons. And, he spoke of the great loyalty and support and whatever that Rob had given him as a person. And I respect that. But he has some fucking terrible ideas, like some unfounded by science, unbacked, like conspiracy style, dangerous opinions that he has. But even before that, I remember he went on a radio show that was doing, it's probably Will and Limo, I'm guessing, but when he had that movie that was all about prison rape.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that
early
in the days of TOFOP, we had some pretty dodgy talks about all sorts of nonsense like that as well. That
Little
movie,
Big Man.
Oh, it's such a terrible movie. Like on every, well, I had to go and see it because I remember quite enjoying Juice Bigelow, Male Gigolo for its ridiculousness. The European Gigolo was terrible, but this prison movie, it was honestly one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I believe it had been self-funded or at least he'd spend a whole bunch of his... It was a passion project. And I was just like, I could not understand. I think David Spade there's a few of his things that have been a bit more liked,
of that group.
I think.
I mean, Chris Rock is not really an actor.
No.
I think Chris Rock's a comedian who acts in things because he can. And I think he's got an amazing career separate to all of that. Kevin James would say the same thing. Sitcom actor.
Yeah, Kevin James is a huge star.
David Spade... I think David Spade's probably the most talented. I reckon maybe the most talented besides Chris Rock out of that group. But just seems to kind of do what David Spade does. He seems quite comfortable.
He seems fine, I think,
doing what he's doing. Yeah. So it's really the Rob Schneider because he's not really. He seems to be the one who wants or modeled his career on Adam Sandler doing. I think South Park really took the wind out of Rob Schneider's sails when they identified that. A Rob Schneider film is just Rob Schneider meets high concept. Rob Schneider is the carrot. Rob Schneider is the stapler. Rob Schneider is, and I think that consciously or subconsciously, I think that probably made people go, "Oh yeah, this guy is a bit shit." Why go to low rent Adam Sandler when you have real Adam Sandler there?
And I think that also. It's interesting, isn't it?
Do you think Rob Schneider's getting the scripts that Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, Happy Madison, they're like, this is not quite, we'll give it to Rob?
Yeah, and that's and we've seen the ones they'll make.
So, Jack and Jill was considered too good for Rob Schneider.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think that, most of them have done, like you said, it really is just Rob Schneider. And you could also argue that Rob Schneider has had a huge career for a man who has the talents of Rob Schneider. Even that, I think if you're based on his talents versus the career that he's managed to carve out of it, it's still probably disproportionately big.
And I think it's also that indefinable thing about why some people are stars and why other people are not. Why does Chris Hemsworth happen, but Jai Courtney doesn't happen? I think it's just Adam Sandler is charismatic and, the skill set might be the same as Rob Schneider, but it's just that X factor, that thing you can't really identify. It's he's just more likable. He's just more appealing to people. And so you can't get over that. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And he's had a pretty good career, fucking hell.
Rob Schneider?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is my point. Like
It's
there's
not
a whole
bad career.
No,
It's
and
just
he's
not
made
an Adam Sandler
a
career.
range of different things. He's produced things, he's acted in things, he's directed things. There's literally an entire Schneiderverse.
Bring back the Schneider cut. All right, let's round up
All right.
with the last crack the pack for this session.
Okay.
And I thought I'd go to a classic,
Oh,
TV snacks.
I like it.
Do you have any impressions of the TV snacks before we crack
Haven't
this
had
back?
a TV snack in 30 years minimum.
Now, I reckon TV...
But I like the nostalgia. I like the direction you've gone in.
They fall into a genre of biscuit in which I'd say like the chocolate teddy bear biscuits are the same. I think it's almost exact. It's like a dark chocolate with a really standard kind of sweet biscuit underneath.
Got a 1-star nutrition, right?
Oh, God, even lower than the Belmont biscuits from bloody Aldi's. All right, I'm gonna.
All
Let
right.
me jump
can
in.
go first.
You have
Yeah,
a
no, you can
read of the
jump in.
package.
Now, there's different shapes. Did you look at what shape, or did you just shovel it in? You just really shoveled it into his mouth. It looked like it might have been a square shape. There seems to be a star and kind of like a butt plug. There's definitely a 100% a butt plug. Tell me that one isn't a butt plug.
That's 100% a butt plug. I'm going to wear that for a few hours before I go on my date.
Oh my god! And that's not much else to the packet, really. It's pretty simple. I think that's the appeal of your TV snack. I'm going to go with a star, so I'm going to lean back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, they're exactly as I remember. It's a very sweet biscuit, which is counteracted by quite bitter dark chocolate, and I think it's a winning combination. If you've never had a TV snack before, imagine the cookies you get from McDonald's, like those animal crackers, covered in dark chocolate. I think these are very Moorish. Like I could easily see myself sitting down with a pack of these and eating the whole thing because it's just a good combo. I think that's a good standard biscuit. It's not too fancy, nothing too elaborate. But that's good. Like, I'd be happy with that. You went around to Nana's place and she makes you a cup of tea and she throws a couple of those down. I'd be like, yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, Nana.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that
The trick of it too is they're smaller, so
Yeah.
they're Moorish. Because you're like, oh, well, there are a couple of little ones. I have a handful.
Yeah, I think I liked the size.
You're no size queen.
I just liked that it did feel it wasn't too much in an era of big cookie. We're in the big cookie era, like it's not trying to do too much, but it does the opposite of what you think it will be. You think it will be sweet chocolate on the outside and kind of a more, less sugary biscuit, but instead it's the opposite of that. And I like it.
Yeah. Big fan. Big
Yeah.
fan. TV snacks, I'm giving a B+.
Yeah, B+.
I mean, it's real standard, bog
Yeah.
standard,
Wow.
like mass-produced
But
biscuit.
you know what that is to me? That's going back to it. Like I have not considered a TV snack. They've not been on my radar as something I would even. I was like, that's a child's biscuit.
And we are men. We only eat man biscuits.
We are grown men eating grown men biscuits. But what I'm realizing now is that sometimes in our race for complexity, we forget the simple things in life.
Well, the simple things in life are often the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. TV snacks, delicious one day, exactly the same the next.
One
No,
star of nutrition.
1 star of nutrition. But no, I always remembered these. Maybe it was from my more heavier stoner days.
And one of them
There's
looks
been
like a butt plug.
That's just a
we
more
should forget that.
yeah,
Shouldn't
but
forget that.
I think what it's meant to be is a square, a flower, a star, and a fish.
A fish? The
I don't
most
know.
delicious of all.
Butt plugs. Will's going back for seconds.
I want to see if I can find a butt plug. but-
Okay, well, Will fishes out a butt plug from our box of biscuits. I'll wrap things up by saying thank you,
What's
everyone.
that? That's like is that a sheriff's badge or is it a bat?
What is
Is
that?
it a Batman bat?
It looks like a sheriff's badge.
Yeah.
There's got to be some more information on what these things are meant to be.
I don't know. It feels like
There's
feels like they stopped trying with this
There's
one.
no sales pitch on this.
I don't know what's going on.
Flour, chocolate. No, this has nothing about what the shapes mean. What does this say? Pops open for delicious bites of fun.
Okay.
That's the only clue we're going to get.
All right.
Right in with what you think the shapes of TV snacks are. We want to thank everyone for this month of
Beyond
2000.
2000. Thank you for your support.
Means so much. It's we want to keep giving you value in the Patreon. There's heaps of stuff there for those of you who have yet to sign up. Monthly bonus episodes, chance to win tickets to the live show, chance to win exclusive artwork, plus bespoke programs that we are working on. Please tell your friends if they're into the show and they want to support us. That's the best way to do it. And if you can't do that, just spread the word. Tell people to listen to Everyone Relax. Will, Question Everything, back on air.
Yeah, back on air and on ABC iView. Please check it out. That would be fantastic. Also, Adam and Will on tour. So if you could come and see us, if there's tickets available, that'd be great.
Links to everything in the episode description. We're signing off. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.